Say I didn't wear the hijab before we got married. Would you still marry me?
So my answer to that question is no, I would not marry you. But here, let me break this down for you guys. So I became a Muslim shortly before we got married. But one thing that I did know is that the hijab, the headscarf, is mandatory in Islam. So I met you and I knew how much you cared about wearing niqab and hijab. That was part of my inspiration. The modesty is what I wanted to get married to you for. So if you didn't wear it and you had no intention to wear it, then no, I wouldn't want to marry you. But if you didn't wear it, you said, hey, I want to learn more about it, I want to start wearing it, you have intention to move towards covering your hair, then yes, I would still marry you.
I do want to clarify that just because he has that preference doesn't mean that he would pressure me into wearing the hijab.
No.
It would be more like, this is my preference, this is what I would want in a life partner. Since you don't do this, I don't think this can work out and I will just move on to someone else.
Yes.
What if I took it off now? What if I took both the niqab and hijab off now?
Oh.
Would you be with me?
Honestly, I would be very disappointed because I know how important that was to you, how important that is to our faith and your relationship with God. So if you took it off, I'd be kind of concerned and confused. What I would do in that position is strongly encourage you to wear it, remind you what the importance of it is. But at the end of the day, guys, there's no force in our religion. You cannot put you against the wall and say, you better wear it or else. It's still your decision and choice to wear it at the end of the day. But as your husband, I still have a responsibility to encourage you and remind you consistently why you should be wearing it.
So my third question for you is, say we're both not religious and we get married.
Okay.
And in the middle of our marriage, you decide to become very religious.
Yeah.
Would you now force me to start hijab?
No, I would not force you to start hijab because I think the expectations of you wearing hijab or not, that should be established before we get married. So if I happen to become religious, I think a more appropriate way of handling that would be I show you through my good character what it means to be a good Muslim and what the importance of wearing the hijab is. Because if you really love someone, I find if you love me, for example, you're going to take an interest in what I do, what I'm learning, and then through that you may understand the importance of it and then start wearing it yourself.
So we have a question for you guys. Let's say you guys get married to your life partner and your life partner decides to change in the middle of marriage. Would you now decide to force your ideologies on them, or would you give them space, or would you just leave the marriage? How would you handle the situation? We would love to know your thoughts. Please comment down below.